Welcome to Nicstalgia, your favorite pop culture podcast, where we have deep conversations about superficial things. I'm Nicole, your host, and each week we unlock core memories from the 90s, 2000s, and beyond while examining the past through a contemporary lens. Our guests are pop culture tastemakers who explore how our formative experiences shape how we see the world. We talk about trends, fashion, music, identity, consumer behavior, societal attitudes, and more. Nicstalgia is a reminder of how our individual and collective memories make us feel like we belong. And if you like Nicstalgia, be sure to follow, subscribe, rate, review, and share with a friend who loves pop culture as much as we do. Plus, we have a lot of fun. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Nicstalgia. Now, you might be looking at my guest today and be like, she looks so familiar. And that is because she is back. This is Nikki Pebbles. She's my best friend. She was on episode 6 of the podcast. In case you want to hear the first part, you don't have to have listened to it before this. But all I'm saying is that you should listen to it at some point. The episode is called Middle School Dance Culture, which, I mean, already what's not to love? Okay, I'm going to read the description quickly. We talk about being an it girl in the 2000s. You probably smelled like sweet pea, love spell, and burned hair, slightly burned hair.
Con Air, thank you so much. We appreciate you, Con Air. Thank you.
Shout out to Con Air. We reflect on scrunching your hair yet having pin straight bangs and always missing one single section of the back of your head when using a flat iron. You know what? This was recorded earlier this year. So the discourse around why millennial women especially are so triggered by the side versus middle part and skinny versus wide leg jeans, that conversation was really just still at an all-time high. So we discussed that, and we have truly blown our chances at sponsorships with Abercrombie and Victoria's Secret because all of the trash, we talk about them. But you know what? We are okay with it. So welcome back, Nikki.
Hi, I'm so happy to be back. So happy to be back. So excited. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So as much as did we talk about the thongs song last episode? Pretty sure. But can the conversation around thongs ever really end?
No, ever. Because to me, how do I even put this? Because I want my mom to listen to this episode. But So mom, just FYI, we're going to talk about thongs really quick. My mom refused to let me wear thongs. And mind you too. Let's just, because I know due to like euphoria, like, remember how wearing your thong out of your low-rise jeans was like the thing to do, right? Like, you were supposed to do that. And I, like, not that I was trying to do that, but like, I know that my mom knew that I could be a hoe if I wanted to. Like, she saw the hoe in me and she was like, absolutely not. But I am a rebel and don't tell me what to do. So I distinctly remember buying my first thong from Mandee's. If you're not, I don't know if did you grow up with a Mandee's? That might be a New York thing.
I didn't have Mandee's. We had Weathervane, which was similar. Weathervane was almost like a mix between Mandee's and not American Eagle, but we had Wet Seal. It was trash. It was trash, but we loved it. Rave and Rave Girl.
Okay. Oh my God. Yeah. I actually worked at Rave Girl. Prior to Rave Girl, it was G&G, and I worked for G&G. One of my first jobs was at G&G, but all of those places like had those trashy thongs in the basket at the cash register. So like that's like, so I distinctly remember my first thong was a flaming hot pink, like flamingo pink thong with like the chain. Oh my God, with the chains. Like, what was I doing to my butt? Like, are you kidding? That's how you know I was like 15, because me now would Would never. Anyway, I had to sneak that shit everywhere in my, like, I could not let my mother know that I was wearing a thong. Like, are you kidding? She would kick my butt. She never found out though. I had to, like, I feel like that was a moment where I was like, okay, you need to learn how to do your own laundry ASAP because she can't know. Not only do you have a pink thong with chains on it, okay, but I also had socks that said hottie on it, and like she really couldn't know that I had that. So, it was a stressful situation, but clearly we clearly we made it through, and now I wear like granny panties. So like look at the evolution of that.
Well, there really were all of the bells and whistles on these thongs too. I remember having one with like a little belt on it, and it's like a belt on underwear. Like that's unnecessary and non-functional. Although in the 2000s we were all about non-functional belts in
We
a
were
different way.
all about right. Right. I mean, thongs really did have their own accessories back then. Like, I really had some embellished, that's the best way to put it, embellished thongs. Like, girl, you aren't even 18 yet. Who are you? Who was I showing that to? No one.
No one.
Literally, no one. Like, literally, no one was seeing that. But I was like, mm, I was putting
Belts.
on Britney Spears' "Breathe on Me" while I was wearing my pink thong.
What a combo. Oh my God. That's
What
as
a combo.
scandalous as you can get in 2004. Oh my God. There were belts, there were charms, there were chains, there was glitter. Just
There was
thinking about it again.
wait. There was Jessica Simpson's dessert line. I was just talking about this the other day. Hold on a second. We have to talk about this really quick. Okay. If there's one thing that I truly wish could come back, it was Jessica Simpson's dessert line. Because, first of all, that lip gloss, the vanilla cake one, I forget the exact name of it, but it tasted like vanilla cake. Like, I put that on when Harry Potter first came out, like the movie. Like, I remember slapping that ish on for my first kiss. That lip gloss was so good. And then the lotion, the cupcake lotion, that literally was edible whipped cream. See, my mom knew. Like, shout out to Lorraine P,
Hi,
because
Lorraine.
she really did, was like, I see the potential of what could happen here, and I'm just gonna wheel it back. It was the Scorpio sun in me. She wanted to come out. But why my mother, I had the powder puff that had the glitter on it and it was edible. Who was like, again, like what was even going on? But that ish was delicious. It tasted so good. Why is that not a thing anymore? I would pay so much money for Jessica Simpson to put that stuff was so good. What were we
N-
doing? Like, what was even?
Nelly Furtado's Promiscuous was written about you, I'm pretty sure.
But I was such a
She's like, I'm
prude.
inspired.
I'm inspired.
Did you have your first kiss at Harry Potter
Okay,
movie?
can I tell you? Can I tell you the funniest story with this? Okay,
Of
actually,
course.
I might not have my mom listen to this just because of this scenario. So, just because of
We
what?
can cut it
Just
out. You'll
because.
hear the final cut.
I'm gonna be like, Mom, mute this at this time period. Okay, so here's the deal with this. This is so embarrassing, but it's fine. All right, so I had my first boyfriend in 8th grade, right? And I remember we went to Harry Potter for my birthday, and I was with a bunch of people, and I was like, this is it. This is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna kiss him. And this was the first Harry Potter movie, y'all. Like, first one that ever came out in the movie theaters. So I'm like, it's gonna happen. And I was so nervous. And I remember he put his arm around me, and I was like hunched back, like very awkwardly. Anyway, he tries to kiss me and I start laughing hysterically because I'm so nervous. I could poop my pants. My pink thong was literally quaking because it was like I can't handle this, right? So I was like ah. So we go back to my house now. Again, I I do question my mom's morals on this, and she did trust me, and she shouldn't have because I was like in 8th grade. But I had like 4 friends back over to my house, and like we all were hanging out in my room, and we snuck my cards lemonades like in my room in 8th grade. Like, are you okay? No, I wasn't. I wanted to be bad so bad. I wanted to be Willa Ford so bad, and just it
Mm.
I wasn't. Anyway, drink like a sip of this my card lemonade. So originally I think I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so buzzed. So we're in my bed and someone shuts the lights off because I'm with like a bunch of my friends, right? So I'm like, that's it. I'm going in for the kill. I'm gonna kiss him. Tell me why I end up making out with his chin for like a good minute and a half until he's like, that's my chin. Oh, okay. And guess who got the nickname Chinner for a good year and a half after that scenario? Like, talk about traumatizing. Traumatizing. So, thank you, Harry Potter. Thank you, Jessica Simpson. And thank you, you know what? Thank you, Mike's Hard Lemonade, for truly just like putting the cap on my 8th grade experience of kissing. Um, yeah.
Wow.
So, right. What a journey. What a
First of
journey.
all, kids are very cruel. Second of all, shout out
Yeah.
to Mike's Hard Lemonade because whoever was in their marketing department is probably living very well still to this day. I
So
can't
well.
even describe the magnitude of Mike's Hard Lemonade's importance in the 2000s. Um,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
what an
So
experience.
so so embarrassing. I also think too he was wearing the Abercrombie cologne, which even to this day it makes me like gag because it just brings back such horrendous experiences. Wow. I've grown so much since that point, but here we are. Right, love that for
You know
me.
what? It's like, okay, I know that there's a difference, I think, between looking back and not being over something or not having processed something emotionally versus being able to look back on it and laugh or like have forgiven yourself and others for how they treated you. Because, okay, context, you have a master's degree in psychology. Shout out to
Mhm.
you and for doing that. And
Thank you.
so we talk about this kind of stuff all the time. We on the podcast and we, me and you,
Yes.
where it's like, right, both cases, where it's like, yeah, where you kind of have to come to terms and reconcile with previous versions of yourself. And yeah, like I mentioned, just forgiving other people. And I think a lot of the time, too, as you grow older and there's so many people who or from your past who aren't in your life anymore, just being able to look back on these things and laugh or just be like, that's what happened and being able to move on from it and be lighthearted about it. I think that's really big. I don't know if that's something that everybody really grasps.
Well, I think it's just natural to kind of realize like especially like in 8th grade, like you had no idea. Like I had no idea what I was doing. I was a little kid. You know what I mean? Like I was a little kid. And it's a funny story and I think it's just really forgiving yourself and realizing like you didn't know better back then. Like you were just especially back then too because like I feel like the internet was just coming out. Like the internet was like we got dial up when I was like in 9th grade. We got AOL in 9th grade. So like that changed the game. You know what I mean? That was like a whole other like I distinctly remember my crush. Shout out to Lou Izzo. I was in love with this man and I could tell you still to this day what not only his username was, but the font that he used and the color of that font and me using away messages as subliminal messages to like attach to him. You know, like I think
What
back to that I'm
color?
like, huh, it was navy blue and it was I think it was like caliber 88 or something like that. Like
Wow.
what? Right. He was a bad boy. Like he was a bad boy, you know? But
What'd you
I
put in your
remember that.
away message? You know how people
Oh
would put the initials of their friend, like people would literally put initials of their friend group and then they would like
hmm
exclude certain people and that would cause drama. And then you would put like ILU, you know, his initials and then a date.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's really, I don't remember whether it was yesterday or today, but it is the anniversary of me and my first boyfriend who I refused to ever even speak to. Like, I
Mm,
would actively avoid him. And my parents are like,
mm,
he's the best boyfriend ever. We don't ever hear from him. We don't know anything about him. He doesn't
right,
bother us.
right.
And I don't know. We had been friends before. You think friends to more than friends? No, friends
hmm
to complete strangers.
Strangers.
So sorry about that. I take the
I mean,
opposite hallway at school to
right.
avoid
Oh
him. Yeah.
yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. I mean, the anxiety was real. Like the
Mm-hmm.
locker anxiety. I don't miss that at like lockers. God, okay. Literally. I know I'm bringing up my mom so much, but I really got to give her so much credit where credit is due. Like this woman would drive me 2 days before school would start to have me practice so I could practice my locker combination because I had that much anxiety about my locker and not being able to open it. And she would go right up to that door and be like, my daughter needs to go practice her locker combination. And I did that till high school. Like, what? God bless my mother, truly. An angel, an angel.
There are so many school related anxieties. I remember if you had homework and you left a book in your locker or something like that. Reality was, what, dude? I lived 3 miles away from the school, but I literally acted as though the apocalypse was impending. The world was doomed. It was all coming to an end because I left my history book in my locker.
The anxiety of leaving a textbook in your locker or leaving like whatever, like you would leave something in your locker and it was like, did people decorate your locker for your birthday? Was that a thing?
Not really, but I always had balloons and I always wore a tiara, which
Of course you
probably
did.
won't surprise anyone.
That doesn't. Yeah, people would decorate your locker. Like they would put um, like whatever. I would say toilet paper, but like, they would wrap your locker.
I hope not.
But but I actually want to going back to away messages and profiles really quick. Okay. I remember there was this girl, and I'm not going to mention her name because she was a mean, popular girl in high school who, like, I thought was my friend, but really, like, and, and I remember she, like, okay, remember with MySpace, like you had, like, your top five, and, like, if you got replaced, like, that was, like, oh my God, I can't believe you took me out of your top five.
Top
She
eight,
did
yeah.
that. Top eight, yeah, yeah, yeah. She did
You
that
didn't
with
even
her.
make the eight, let alone five.
No, she did that with her AIM profile. And she would put her best friends' names in the profile. And I remember she put me in and I was like, because she was like one of the most popular girls in school. Ninth grade for me was like I find my peak. Like I felt like I was a cheerleader for a season. Okay. For a season, it was the only time I was ever cool in my school career was ninth grade, and I was a cheerleader. And did I have a boyfriend? I didn't have a boyfriend. No. So she was single,
You
ready
played the
to
field.
mingle. Right, ready to mingle, cheerleader, and just like ready to go and friends with the popular girl. She put me in her profile and I was so excited. However, this is how it went down. Listen to this fight. You're going to die. You're going to literally flip out of how this went down. Okay, so I'm lying. I did have a boyfriend in ninth grade and like going into 10th grade. I lied. So ninth grade, no boyfriend. 10th grade, boyfriend. So
Okay.
her and I were best friends in ninth grade. We go to high school, right? 10th grade happens. I get a boyfriend. She gets a boyfriend. Both on football teams. I am no longer a cheerleader anymore, okay? Because I couldn't do a backflip. Get out of here. Anyway, she put up some like song lyric on on AIM, and I decided I wanted to be a petty, you know what, and I put some like rebuttal. That was just funny. I wasn't doing it for any other reason, just to be funny. And she took it like, oh my God, like I backstabbed her and she took me out of her profile. Took me out of her profile and I was out of her life. Like that. And I remember I was so upset that I didn't even go to school the next day because she made it like I called her like the world, like it was so dramatic. Over and away message. Like, come on. And I was out of that profile and out of her life. Out of her life. Get out of here. Traumatic. That was traumatic. I remember that being so traumatic and just being like, oh my God, I'm out of the profile. Like, I can't believe I'm not in her profile anymore. Traumatic.
It was that serious. I remember getting bullied on AIM when I was in sixth grade, and my
Yeah.
parents literally were like over my shoulder, like with me as this girl is messaging me because I'm just like crying
Oh
profusely.
my
And
God.
yeah, and I was very, very sensitive as a kid and always tried to be nice and whatnot. And people definitely took advantage of that. And
Mhm.
especially when you're that age too, it's like people project their insecurities onto you, and I was just so naive. I was like, why would someone not want to be my friend, or
Oh.
like why would someone be mean ever?
Yeah.
And so that was definitely odd, where you kind of like have technology for the first time to support those conversations. And I remember even print, like when you would print out instant message exchanges, and I think I printed out like that exchange. I don't remember what it said or anything, but still, it's like you remember those
You remember
things.
those moments. And I think too what made it harder back then was that like at least not that bullying is better now because I think it's 10 times worse and 10 times worse, but back then no one really ever experienced cyberbullying. So like it was really the first evolution of it and it getting getting in a fight or getting bullied on AIM was like traumatizing. Like that was really really bad and people could like make up AIM accounts and like you didn't know what where they were coming from. Like AIM was chat rooms. Like that was like the bullying was just it was bad. That was bad. And I can only imagine like thank God we didn't have like Instagram and all of the stuff that they have now. Could you imagine? No way. Like, no way. It would be horrendous. I mean, I have enough body dysmorphia as an adult due to social media now. I can only imagine as a child, like, what that would be like.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
every guest that I have on that is our age or older is like, thank God there was no social media. Whether
Thank
I was
God.
running around drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade or doing whatever, or because of cyberbullying, good thing.
Yeah.
But I want to play a quick game with you,
Mhm.
and it's inspired by the Mystical song. So it's called Shake It Fast, Watch Yourself.
A
So
classic. Let me put my lip gloss
a
on before we do
classic.
this.
Please, please do. So what I'm gonna do, because yeah, I don't know, I think this part of our lives, like that early internet, end of middle school, beginning of high school time, was such an interesting transition for us. And also just
Mhm.
because we came out at a time where it was like just fantastic music for middle school dances. How
Right.
this is going to work is I'm going to present you two songs from the middle school dance playlist, and you're going to
Okay.
pick which one you like better. You can add whatever context you want. Um,
Okay.
it might get tricky at times, but we're
I'm
gonna get
ready.
through it.
I'm so ready for it.
Okay. First
Wait,
choice.
are you actually playing the music or are you just going to say the name of it?
No, they got copyright on that. I can't play
Oh, true, true,
anything.
true. I was about to be like, wait, what? Okay, go ahead.
Oh.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
ready.
First choices. Yeah by Usher or Get Low by Lil Jon.
Get low. Controversial choice, but get low,
Mm.
100%.
Okay. Salt Shaker by Ying Yang Twins or Miss New Booty by Bubba Sparks.
Salt shaker,
Yeah, I would pick
salt
that
shaker.
too.
Yeah, salt shaker.
Um okay. Thong Song or Get Busy by Sean Paul.
How could you do that? How could you do that? That's rude. How
I knew you would hate that one.
I plead the
Your two
fifth.
favorite songs.
My
Okay, plead the
two
fifth. Plead the
favorite.
fifth.
Plead the fifth. Plead the
Plead the
fifth.
fifth. Okay, now we're gonna do two Beyonce songs: "Naughty Girl" or "Baby Boy."
Baby boy, hands down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Easy, easy.
Okay, "Into Club" 50 Cent or "Living It Up" Ja Rule.
Ooh, ooh. This is gonna be controversial, but Ja Rule. I would say Ja
Wow.
Rule. I would say Ja Rule only because I feel like I was a little bit older when In the Club came out, and I feel
Mm,
like Living It Up is like a good like it's a good vibe.
mm,
Ja Rule. Ja Rule.
perfect. Now it's Fat Joe edition. What's
Oh
Love or
no.
Lean Back?
Lean back. Easy. Easy. Lean back though. Okay. If you really okay, thank you so much for not doing Lean Back the remix or Lean Back because that would be Lean Back the remix is 100% top tier. Like Lean
Mm.
Back is such a great song. Lean Back 100%. Wins all. 100%.
Okay. Missy Elliott edition,
Oh
Work It
no.
or Get Your Freak On.
Oh, I got to think about this. Work it. Work it. Work it. I can shake my ass more to it. I mean, not that you can't shake your ass to the other one, but you can whine
Yeah, Get
with
Your
work
Freak
it.
On. I would definitely say you can, but
Yeah.
I res- but I respect your choice.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
Lil Kim edition, The
Yes.
Jump Off or Magic Stick.
Magic stick. The
Mm.
Scorpio in me says magic stick because she killed that verse. Like that should have just been her song. 50,
Mm.
nah, get out. Magic stick, magic stick, magic stick should have just been a straight Little Kim song. Like
Mm.
she was fire on that song. I mean, the jump off is hot too. Like she
Mm.
really kills it with the jump off, but like Magic Stick, oh, that song's hot. That song is hot. Love that.
The Libra Venus in you says Magic Stick.
Always.
Moving on.
Moving
Okay.
on.
Family Affair by Mary J. Blige or Let Me Blow Your Mind by Eve featuring Gwen Stefani.
Mary J.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing about Let Me Blow Your Mind. I feel like, and it could just be because I've played it so many times in my life, but as I'm older, like I wish it was faster. Like I know the whole point is just like to groove to that song, but like I wish it was a little faster. Like now as an adult, I'm kind of like I actually skipped over that song the other day. Believe it or not. Like I was like, I'm not in the mood for it at all. But Mary J. Blige, like she was oh magic. Family Affair. What was the other one that she did? no more drama in my life. I was
Mm-hmm.
playing that song like I was going through it. It was almost like my future self was like, listen, this song is going to be pretty pivotal for
Mm-hmm.
your life. So go off.
I think about that song very often. Okay, next we have Don't Mess with My Man by Nivea or Hit 'em Up Style by Blue Cantrell.
Don't mess with my man. Listen, that song is truly. I feel like you can all guess like what my astrology is from just saying yes and no to these songs. Don't mess. Okay, funny story about this song. So, so I love this song so much, and when I was doing indoor cycling in New York City a couple years ago, um, I did like a 2000s R&B hip hop throwback, and I played this song, and do you know that people had the audacity to not know this song? Like someone was like, "I never heard that song before." Are you okay? Don't mess with my man. That was the like put your Paris blue jeans on, low-waisted jeans on with your princess t-shirt, and you go to the basketball game and you see Stacy talking to your boyfriend, and you're like, I know she's not talking. I know she's not talking to Matt. That's what I think about when I hear that song. Like, don't mess with my man. I used to have that on my away message. Oh, that song! I love that song so much.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, this one's extremely good. You're not going to like it. My Love Is Like Whoa by Maya or Milkshake by Khalees.
Maya, 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 Maya. First of all, that music video was just chef's kiss, immaculate. Also, shout out to Maya for the song Fallen.
Yes.
That song was beautiful. Maya is so great. She needs to get on TikTok and do like a full comeback because I truly like ugh she's so talented. Like her music is so freaking good. Please Maya come back. Oh my god. Fallen and My Love Is Like Whoa, get out of here. Delicious. So good.
My Love Is Like Whoa. I love this song that she did as well called Free. And it was like single, sexy, and
Yes, yes,
free.
yes, yes.
Making
Oh my
my
god.
own money.
Yes.
I was like, that's me, except I was 12 or 13. I was not making my own money.
It's okay.
None of that.
It's okay.
But I thought
None of that.
my future self might appreciate this.
Such a great song.
Such a great song. I'm scrolling through my playlist and all of these are just like offensive to have to make you choose, but we'll do one more.
Okay.
Bump on Bump by B2K or Tipsy by Jaquan.
Okay, here's what I think about. Tipsy is good for like the first minute. And then you're like, then it's
Mm,
skippable.
mm,
But Bump 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 is like like you play the full song. So
mm-hmm.
for that, I'm going to say Bump Bump Bump, but Tipsy though, like if I want to get a reaction out of people, play that first part. Play that first part.
Mm.
Play the first minute of Tipsy. 100%.
I would love to see, okay, some DJ should do this. Not me. I'll be like editing this on my phone later, this mix. I will
Yeah.
start with Jaquan's Tipsy, just the very beginning, transition that into just kind of like instrumentals from Let Me Blow Your Mind, like, and then that helps transition to Bump, Bump, Bump.
Mm, absolutely.
Oh, and no, before Bump Bump Bump, it would be Right There by Chingy, who briefly followed me on Instagram.
Get out of here.
Just like an important thing to know. Yeah, because we did a dance to Right There in my dance class when 2019 or so, and he briefly followed me. I didn't even follow him back, and then I looked and he had unfollowed me. But for a brief moment in time, when you get that notification and it's like, Chingy is now following you, I'm like, excuse me? It was so random.
I would also like to give an honorable mention to Make It Rain and Walk It Out. Walk It Out. And
those are on the high school playlist.
I Make It Rain on them. Oh, are you kidding? Right, that's the high school playlist.
That's a high school
playlist.
playlist.
That's true. That's high school prom. That's high school prom. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, right. So they're separate playlists, and I feel like they're perfect time capsules if you happen to be up to 2 years older or younger than me. And we have the middle school dance playlist. We have the high school playlist. We have the quote, like every 2000 song ever playlist, which is literally just like dozens upon dozens of hours of every single song ever that has come out in the 2000s, which is a great playlist. You really never run out of songs. But yeah, when it comes to kind of high school prom songs, I have to say Get Buckin' Here by DJ Felly Fell. What's he doing now? That's a good song.
The end of that song is so, with Little John, the end of that song is so hyped. Like, yeah, that's a great song. That's a great song. Or Welcome to Atlanta. That's a great song too.
Oh, yeah.
The remix, though. The remix. Because I had Ludacris and Eminem and everyone in it.
Me and my best friend always used to listen to that song, and she has a video of me one time where I'm literally just, I guess I don't know if she's filming me, and I'm literally just sitting here like this on my phone, and I'm just like sitting here like this, mouthing all the words to the song, talking like this, rapping to the words, and I'm literally just singing Welcome to Atlanta while scrolling on my phone, and she's like faintly laughing in the background. I'm like, yeah, because that's just what I do casually.
Very casually. Well, that was a fun game. I really had to think about that. That was tough.
We so do things on the podcast that make you think. You know, it's like
you're so funny. I can't.
Makes you think. And I hope everybody at home or wherever you're listening from was playing along too. You can play so many games with that playlist too, whether it is selecting between two songs, or I'll even do this by myself in the car. I'll play Name That Tune and put the 2000s playlist on shuffle. I mean, why just drive in the car by yourself when you couldn't test your pop culture knowledge?
100%.
100%.
That's so funny.
There was one more thing I want to bring up, and it's the fact that, you know, you always say that you wish we were friends when we were little, and I agree with that. And there's just a picture of you that I would say is really you at your core, and I feel like I have an eerily similar picture of me at my core, and we are both wearing red dance recital costumes.
Yes.
I just think it's an important connection to have.
Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm a Gemini rising. Nicole is a Leo rising, and truly, I always say this, that like I do think that like you would have healed so many friendship wounds if we would have been friends.
I would have put you in my AIM profile.
Right. Would have been like, yeah, like there's a top one. No one can even touch, you know, like, oh my God. Because we're literally like, so it truly is like hysterical. But yeah, I mean, that dance costume is like iconic. Like truly, I look at that picture, I'm like, that is me. Like that is me at my core. That is who she is. Never changed. Now we just have bright red hair. You know, well, I have bright red hair. You have bright red hair inside.
Yes. I just love how you can truly like capture the essence of yourself before the world told you who you needed to be. And you were just showing up as your dynamic and bold and expressive and fun self. And I always love to remind myself of that. Even like my crazy, chaotic computer screen. It's covered in stickers, and I even have 2 stickers on there of old school pictures of me from like 1997. I found the sticker, but I got to put on the back of me and my sister in the limited 2 photo booth. And then at my desk, I keep, so you know when you got your senior pictures and they gave you a little notepad with a calendar on it. I'm holding it up right now. And it's me, my senior year of high school. I am wearing a beaded necklace with a pink, I think this was a Hollister tunic top, blush pink with a white lace cami underneath, with Hollister. We didn't quite have skinny jeans yet at this point in time, but they are rolled up, not even just like a small cuff. I would say that it's literally like 6 inches rolled up because I am 5'1 3/4, with brown, with a bow on it, leather in quotations, Urban Outfitters flats that I wore into the ground until they literally disintegrated. My mom threw them away. I said, "Where are my Urban Outfitters flats?" She said, "I threw them away." I said, "How could you do something like that?" And she's like, "Because they literally smell."
I felt that way about when Victoria's Secret first came out with pink and they first came out with their sweatpants. I had a pair of sweatpants from Pink that I literally wore to the ground, like holes in them, and my mom threw them out. I was like, "How could you do that?" She was like, "They smell and they have holes." Like, get rid of it.
Yeah. I love how when you're a kid, you're like, I don't see anything disgusting about this whatsoever.
Right. Like, how could you do that to me? Right. For real. That's
Seriously.
so funny.
I want to thank you for coming back on the show.
I mean, always and forever. Always and forever. Anytime.
Thank you. Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on TikTok at Nikki Pebbles, and then at Instagram at Nikki Pebbles. It's always just Nikki Pebbles. If you just Google Nikki Pebbles, you will find all of the things.
There's only one.
There's only copywritten, so don't copy me. Okay? What a way to end that. Copywritten, so don't copy me. Thank you, Missy Elliott. Thank you.
As the poet and my main inspiration in life, Missy Elliott said, copywritten, so don't copy me.
Don't copy me.
Y'all do it sloppily. That
right.
I was like, oh.
Y'all do it sloppily.
Middle school me was like,
y'all can't come close to me.
That's right. Me in 6th grade, like being at a loss for words.
Right.
I still am at a loss for words because it's so amazing. And then actually extremely quickly, this is very important. When I went to the Christmas fair this past week, and there was this guy who makes coasters out of old CDs. So as much as the other CDs are ones that I owned in the 2000s, I was not allowed to have parental advisory. So I got, this is not a test, Missy Elliott. It is my coaster. And now as I sit at my desk every day, I'm just reminded about how she helped make me who I am.
Yeah. Love that for you.
Thank you. I love that too. Thank you again for being here. And thank you everybody for listening or watching. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
That's a wrap for this week. If you like Nicstalgia, please connect with me on social. Subscribe to the Nicstalgia newsletter at nicstalgia.substack.com and follow, rate, review on your platform of choice. Everything's linked in the show notes, including where to find more about our guest of the week. Thank you so much for your support. And that was this week's episode of Nicstalgia.